What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with my new series, the Rebuilding Series. You guys been wanting to see this, but honestly, I've been doing it with the Celtics and the Knicks. I've been doing a rebuilding series. I just never made it a main series, but I've been doing rebuilding videos for ever since. It's just on NBA Talks. But we're gonna start it off. I owe somebody a New York Knicks video, so we're gonna start off with that. First, I just want to go through the draft real quick. Like, it's only five players. Like, the Knicks got a top five pick protected. So there is only five players, like 3 to 4 players that they can get. And I'm gonna break down with my analysis which player fits best. The first two picks, like if they get the third or the fourth, if they get the fourth or the fifth pick, they should go for Willie Cauley-Stein because he can protect the paint like a Tyson Chandler and he can rebound and he's athletic and mobile for the center position that he can get from A to Z. He can guard the pick and roll. He a stopper from the pick and roll. He can stay in front of players. So he a good stopper and an all-around defender player that they need defensively. If you can't get like the Knicks, the main priority for me for them is for them to get defensive players because right now the Knicks have no talent whatsoever. They need to start building the foundation defensively if they want to turn to a contender. So I think they should go for Stein. If they get the third, they get the fourth or the fifth pick or the third, go for Stein. If they get the first pick, go for Karl-Anthony Towns because he can protect the rim and he got a lot of upside. I know the Knicks trying to rebuild quick. If they get the first pick, they should trade it only if they get an all-star caliber player. He don't have to be an all-star player, but if they get an all-star type player with the first pick, then I trade it. If you get a couple role plays, say if you get like Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, for all you gotta do is give them the number one pick and just eat it with cap space, then you can do it too. But if they're gonna trade this pick, they either gotta get a lot of some good role players, some spot up shooters, some role players, or they're gonna have to get an all-star caliber player, which means he a borderline all-star or all-star, a player that already proved himself in the NBA. So if they can get an all-star type player, then that'd be a good pickup for the New York Knicks. But if they can't get that for a trade, they should keep the number one pick and get Karl-Anthony Towns because he a good rim protector. He's young and he got a lot of potential. He can become a good post player, a good spot up shooter, a rim protector, and a great rebounder. So if you're going to rebuild and put free agents together, so if you're not going to trade the pick, get Towns. If you get the fourth or the fifth pick, get Willie Cauley-Stein. If you can't get Towns or you can't get Stein, this is their options. Get Jahlil Okafor at the number 3 or the number 2 spot. If you can't get Stein and you don't want Towns, if you don't want defense, get Okafor because he can score. The biggest thing about the triangle offense, you need somebody that can score in the post to a certain extent. And Jahlil Okafor can score automatically in the NBA. He's not as athletic. He gonna have trouble, but that's why you just gotta learn how to play and and have confidence in your abilities. So I think that Okafor will be a good pickup for them because he's a good offensive player and he can score in the post. If you can't get Okafor, you can't get Stein, and you can't get Karl-Anthony Towns, then they need to get Russell because you don't need Moutier because he's going to take too long to develop. You don't need Winslow because you want to play him at the 2. I like him at the 2 because he's defensive and he's versatile, but if you don't want to play him at the 2, you want to keep Carmelo at the 3, then you're going to probably have to go with Russell. Russell can come in. He a good spot-up shooter. He can score off the dribble. He can score off the mid-range. He can finish with contact. He got good mobility. He knows how to – he got good high basketball IQ. So I like Russell with that pick because of his brain, his mindset, and his offensive skills. And like I said, you want a point guard that can run the offense, shoot the ball. So that'd be perfect for the triangle. If they can't get the other defensive players and they can't get a center that score, go with Russell. Russell may be the perfect fit because he's an offensive point guard and he can run the offense and he can score anytime he wants to. And you can play him at the 2 guard if you need to because he's 6'5" and he a combo guard. You can play him at a 2 and a 1 at sometimes. And with that being said, free agents. This is the free agents that the New York Knicks have coming up on a team. So they're going to have around over $20 million, around 20, depending on if they want to bring some people back. So they got around $20 million that they can use on people. So Quincy Acey, Alexi Shedd, and Travis Ware are restricted free agents, which means they can keep them by maxing an offer, or they can let them go by letting somebody else get the offer. They unrestricted free agents. This means the free agent can come and go as they please. They are not tied to the Knicks. They serve their duty and they're ready to go if they want to. Cole Aldridge, Louis Amundsen, Andre Bargnani, Shane Larkin, Jason Smith, and Lance Thomas. All of them players are free agents, which means they can leave or the Knicks can keep them if they want to stay. For 2016, Karl-Anthony Early and Langston Galloway and Ricky Lito, all of them are rookies. They on a cheap deal. They might want to keep all them players because they don't have to pay that much for them, and they good young players with a lot of good future. Okay, so the biggest free agents in this year, Al Jefferson. If you can't get Okafor, you want to go with Russell, you can give Al Jefferson his money. He can come in there, post up, get some buckets, draw double teams, and kick out to shooters. He an NBA ready. If you don't want to get Al Jefferson, Brook Lopez, he's a free agent. He can opt out. You can give Brook Lopez his money. He showed that he taking more time on the rebounding. His rebound picked up at the end of the year and in the playoffs. He can block shots. He averaged over a block a game in the regular season. He averaged more in the playoffs against Atlanta Hawks. So he is a double-double player. He is 20 and 10. Only thing about him is that he injury prone, but he still is a young player. But like I said, the injury is a risk. And it depends on how much money you're offering. For the point guard, you're going to have to get an offensive point guard that can shoot in this system because a triangle need a player that can shoot and space out the floor so that way you can form a triangle. So with that being said, you can't get a player like Rajon Rondo because he can't shoot. You seen what happened with Rick Carlisle. Rondo cannot shoot the three consistently. He can't shoot the mid-range consistently, and he can't shoot free throws. So don't go after Rajon Rondo because he can't really score. He is a set-up point guard. You don't really need that. You need a point guard that can shoot. So you can go after somebody like C.J. Watson that can spot up and hit the three. You got a lot of good point guards coming out this year that's role players. You can go back after Jeremy Lin, but he's kind of inconsistent. You can go after Gordon Dragic because he a free agent. You can pay him a lot of money to come down there. You can overpay Gordon Dragic to come down there. Honestly, you got a lot of players this year that you can go after. So with that being said, I think that the New York Knicks, they got a lot of money, they got a lot of chances, but the main two things they should focus on is getting a point guard that can score and shoot, and getting a center like Jahlil Okafor or Al Jefferson, Brook Lopez, or they can even go after Paul Millsap for the power forward because he can score, he can break down defenses, and he can shoot the three in the mid range so he can space out the floor. So they got to get versatile players that can score and facilitate, and they need a go-to player in the post. So with that being said, that's what the New York Knicks should look forward to, and that's what they should draft. Russell, the number one pick, they should get Towns. The 3, the 4, and the 5, Willie Cauley-Stein. 3 or 2, get Russell or Okafor. If you can't get Towns, get Russell because he's a point guard that can score and run the offense, and he can play the 2 every now and then. If you can't get him, get Okafor because he can come in and give you a post presence in the paint. But like I said, I prefer them to get Al Jefferson or Brook Lopez than Okafor because they show that they can score on this level, and they already proven that they can score in the post and they can facilitate. So Al Jefferson and Brook Lopez are centers that already proven. Marc Gasol, before I end the video, he a player that is going to be hard to get him because they're going to have players already. He's not going to leave Memphis for a team that's rebuilding. So Marc Gasol, the only way he going to the Knicks, or if they got a couple free agents already, and he's the last piece to come to New York. So I don't see Marc Gasol or LaMarcus Aldridge leaving to come to New York when they already got good all-star players on their team. He already got Zebo. They already got the first round. And LaMarcus Aldridge already got Nicholas Batum and Damian Lillard on his team. So he's not going to leave a team with an all-star like Damian Lillard for a team that could be good. But if they get the right role players, get the right bench, I can see LaMarcus saying, okay, they got a good team over there. Let me go to New York. Or Marcus Hall, okay, they got Carmelo and they got a couple role players down there and they got a good draft pick. Now, let me go to New York. They only going to go there if the Knicks get a good free agents already. So that's how they're going to have to get Aldridge or Marc Gasol. because they're already on good teams. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys